Hey, crypto heads, it's the Goose with the Cryptic Paranormal Show. We're back live on this beautiful Thursday night. And as usual, the beautiful, vivacious D-Nice.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Heisenberg.
Oh, yeah.
He always starts with you first.
I'm going to throw it all the stage tonight. So how was everything tonight? How was your week? How's everything?
It was good. It was my birthday week.
That's right.
So I'm feeling
How'd you-
old.
Feeling old? Yeah. I won't ask you how old you are. That's rude.
I'm 38. I'm 38.
Oh, geez. Don't even come to me with the 30 stuff.
I'm almost 40.
Man, yeah. The real old man is down there in the corner, Mr. Heisenberg. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm rounding the corner to 50.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm right there in the middle 40s. What's up, Tony? How you doing? So yeah, we have another awesome episode. If you guys have been following all the Facebook posts from Mr. Mike Hatcher and Ashley Marino, our special guests tonight, they got a new project coming up called Beyond the Dimensions. Super stoked to have them on and just talk all things paranormal.
Hi, Holly.
What's up, Holly? So yeah, why don't we get started? As usual, we always like to start getting like everybody's background. So we'll start with Ashley, since she's a little bit newer to the show. Mike, you've been on a couple times.
About twice.
He's a veteran of the Cryptic Paranormal Show. He knows the antics and the chaos that ensues.
And yeah, I still like you guys for some reason.
you keep coming back.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Yeah, you're right.
Got to be something. So, what's your origin story, Ashley? How did you start investigating the paranormal? What was the catalyst for you?
I actually am very, very new to the whole thing. I'm really new to the whole thing. I've always been interested in the paranormal since I was little and kind of always watched the different shows and all of that. And then I ended up meeting Mike. My dad actually worked, and we ended up meeting that way. And Mike was telling me kind of what he did with investigating, and I was like, okay, I need to get into that. That's kind of my passion, and I want to join. So thankfully, Mike let me.
Awesome. So, I mean, have you been enjoying it so far? Are you starting to like get into the groove and really experience the activity that's going on around you?
Yeah, actually, it's funny because as soon as I kind of got into it, and after Mike and I started talking, I started noticing things a lot more, and just kind of finding my own groove. And investigating's been great so far. I've had really good experiences, things I never thought I would actually see or experience in person. So that's been pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we're glad to have you in the family, the paranormal family. So enjoy. I'm super stoked to talk to you tonight. Natalie Jones.
Hi, Tim.
What's up, brother? But let's go to Mike. Mike, what's your origin story, man? You've been at this a while?
So first off, I want to start by saying I went to share this podcast and I typed in the Cryptic, and the first thing that came up was the Cryptic Pregnancy Podcast.
What?
You're
I kind of want to investigate into that a little bit.
right?
Well, you did say we're doing something new, so
I mean, cryptic pregnancy. Like, was this expected? Not expected? You're delivering Jesus? I'm confused. So
it's about Bigfoot birthing.
Yeah. That's our Wednesday show.
all right. So we're gonna bring. I feel like that's gonna bring Alex Bob back from the dead.
Yeah, right.
Cryptic pregnancy. I don't know. A lot of people know my story already. What else do you want to know?
we got different watchers. Well, some of them. I mean, Tim probably knows your story.
Tim knows my story. Goose, you know my story. You know, I started into paranormal going on about 13 years now. The first thing that really started me getting into the paranormal really dates back to a kid, you know, and as a child, you really don't perceive it as the way you do as an adult and you start investigating. But
right.
One of the biggest was really when my dad passed away. I was 20, and when the last 8 years of his life, he had a real bad drug problem, and he overdosed and passed away. The last 8 years of his life, we didn't get along. We fought, we argued, we didn't have the best relationship. And eventually it tore me and my mom apart. And I remember right after he passed away in my mom's house. So when he passed away, I refused to stay in my mom's house. I wasn't living with my mom at the time, but you know, when a family member passes away, you want to be as close as possible and you want to stick around. And you know, I told my mom I didn't want to be around. And my 21st birthday, you know, my mom, she took me to see Def Leppard and Journey, third row, greatest concert of my life.
Nice.
And it was the first night I stayed. I stayed the night at my mom's house for the first time after my dad passed away. And as a young kid, I just turned 21. My dad, when I was growing up, he loved Def Leppard. He loved Journey. He loved all these bands. And
yeah,
I wished he was there with me celebrating my 21st birthday. And I'm 35 now. So you turn 21 and you hit that milestone. And you're like, man, I really, really, really want to get drunk with my dad. Like I just want to get piss ass drunk.
yeah.
But I for the first time after he passed away, I stayed the night at my mom's house that night. And I remember laying down on the futon, not the futon, but the what do you fancy people call it? A chaise?
Oh, yeah.
To me, it's just a long ass fucking footstool. People call it a chaise, whatever. And I fall asleep on it, and I have this dream. I think I'm dreaming, but I turn around and I see myself laying there. And I turn around and something draws me to the main door. The main door out of the family room leads down to the basement or into the kitchen. So something draws me into the kitchen, and I follow through into the kitchen, and I turn and I walk into the dining room. And when I turn the dining room, you know, when you have a loved one that passes away, the only things that run through your mind is, do they love me? Am I going to be okay? Are we okay? Like,
right.
Tons of questions run, especially when you lose a parent. And the second I turn the corner in the kitchen and I walk into the dining room, there's my stepdad. Well, I say dad. He was my stepdad. Just surrounded by this bright light. And he looks at me, tells me he loves me, everything's going to be okay. He gives me a hug, and then I wake up. And that's further made me want to follow dreams and pay attention to dreams and listen to dreams. Yeah. And my understanding of when a loved one or somebody that you actually want to communicate with in your dreams comes to you in a dream, and they're surrounded by a bright light and they focus on you, that's how you know they are there to solely communicate with you. Mm-hmm. And that's really the main story that got me into furthering the paranormal.
That's awesome.
Right.
So what pushed you into investigation? Like how soon after that were you able to get out into the field and start kind of doing your own research?
Probably about 6 years later. Honestly, at the time I was a full-blown Christian. And you know, and I can't say full-blown Christian. I came into Christianity, and I was working for a company that the owner was a full-blown Christian, and told me, you know, blah, blah, blah. The Bible says no dead can walk the earth until Christ rises again, blah, blah, blah. They're not real. So I kind of, you know, you follow the footsteps of one person. And then at the time I was going through a lot of personal issues. I started school. I focused on school, dropped out of school, moved back to Ohio, started paranormal investigating. Got hooked on ghost adventures.
Oh no.
When they were good.
Yeah. Before everything was demonic.
Yeah.
That's
Back
what
in
I
season 1.
too.
Yeah.
So, have you seen your dad since then?
Quite a few times actually. And the funny thing is, it's always in a dream, and it's always when I am at my lowest point in life. It's I've ever since he had passed away, I've been diagnosed bipolar, PTSD, manic depressant. I take no medication. I take nothing for it. And it's always when I am at my lowest point in life that he comes to me in a dream, and he just always tells me he loves me. And that's what keeps me going. Like, he knows, like there's parts of me where I have days that I know I'm at my lowest, that I don't see him. And then there's times where I do see him and I'm like, that was my lowest. I need to stop and I got to continue and focus on what I'm doing, if that makes sense.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's like protecting you, almost like an angel type figure now. That's really
he is. He's not a guardian angel, I can tell you that, but I do know he follows me around.
Yeah.
You got to find a little bit of comfort in that, and like you know what he's up to.
If you want to meet my stepdad and you want to know where to find him, and it's really, really, really weird, and Ashley can vouch for this, go to Wildwood Sanitarium.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know why, but my dad is always there. Hi, Mom.
Huh.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
You know what, though? If you think about Wildwood being a holistic center, maybe that's where he feels comfortable and feels like he can be healed.
That's a peaceful location. It's
Yeah.
So do you think he like followed you there when you went to investigate and decided, I think I'll hang my hat here for a while?
See, that's what's weird is I know you watch Sleepless in Salamanca with Dead Republic with that whole spiritual thing with my dad and my grandma. Well, what's funny is, to elaborate a little bit more on that story, was when we filmed Sleepless in Salamanca, we had Jeremy Griffin from You and I Research talk about how my dad and my grandmother came through while we were standing there. So as we were forming Beyond the Dimensions, we had that You and I event where I was the VIP investigator with You and I Research at Wildwood Sanitarium. Ashley was there as well. This was one of the first times we actually met. We actually hung out and investigated. And one of the other investigators from You and I Research, I think her name was Tamika.
Yeah.
She was talking about how there was a random male hanging out. He was tall, and I've never met Tamika. He was a tall male, regular gentleman, beard, hung out around Wildwood Sanitarium. Didn't know where he came from. She goes, just tall male, fatherly figure. And I had not been back to Wildwood Sanitarium to investigate since Sleepless in Salamanca. So why my stepdad would be there would make no sense.
Right.
And she's describing my dad, and I've never met her until this night. And I show her a picture, and she goes, "That's him."
Wow.
Why is he here?
Right. I mean,
you might just like the place.
Maybe he likes it. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the funny thing, and that's why I kind of am. Another reason why I got into Beyond the Dimensions, and one of the reasons why we started Beyond the Dimensions, is it makes sense. Is I'm very comfortable at Wildwood, and Wildwood was a holistic healing center, but they didn't take in and Mom, yes, that was the same time. They didn't take in the people with addictions. They didn't take in people with the alcoholism and the drug problems. Or yes, they did. I lied. They took in everything except somebody with infectious diseases. I have so many investigations I can't even keep track. They took in everything except people with infectious diseases. So yes, they took in drug addicts. They took in alcoholics. So for Wildwood being so comfortable for me as a location, like Wildwood's my second home whenever I travel. If I'm going that way, I stay the night at Wildwood. Mm-hmm. So that could be why my dad's there, is it's that that therapy for him, spiritually, if that makes sense.
Right.
No, it makes complete sense.
Okay, Ashley, you can talk now.
I was just listening. I'm like, yeah, that's great.
So, Ashley, is this the first time you guys met? Was at this investigation at Wildwood, or did you meet before that? Or?
I think we actually met up the weekend before, so that our families and stuff could meet. But yeah, Wildwood was the first investigation we did together.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. It's not a place we've been able to get to yet. Mike, it's on the list, right?
Yeah.
You got to get there. It doesn't disappoint.
No.
But it's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's not, intimidating or scary or, for somebody who's getting into it, it's a good place to have experiences, but not, be so scared that you're not going to want to go back to investigating.
Right.
Yeah. It has like, it's weird, but when you're there, it kind of has a calming feeling. And it actually, when we stayed, it was one of the best nights of sleep that I had in a long time, which was really weird.
I know all about sleeping in haunted.
Don't bring it up.
Yeah.
Mike, you brought it up, not me.
All right, what are we talking about? What?
So there was what, 7 of us, 6 or 7 of us, and for some reason we all decided to sleep in the living room, and Mike woke everybody up by farting.
Nice.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing, before that, remember, you and I both Wild One has a very it's a thin, long living room.
Yeah.
And so there's me trying to squeeze my queen size 21-inch air mattress
into like this little walkway. Blocked off all the doors, so thank God there was no fire.
You'd have been fucked. So she's sleeping on the couch. I got my air mattress blown. Literally, my air mattress is blocking the way to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So there's you're on the couch. I'm on the air mattress. Katie's behind me. John, this dude literally he hugs the air vent.
He was sleeping on top of the heater
because
it was so cold.
And Tamika, somehow she passed out in the chair. I don't know how.
She was in like a 1920s chair.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
But at one point in the night, actually early morning, Ashley and I remember at one point, we both she's sleeping here, I'm sleeping here, and we're both
mm-hmm.
Our eyes look at each other and we're like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
And there's literally a male and a female talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I look around the room and I'm like, everybody's sleeping. And then I fall back to bed. Next thing you know, I awake everybody by farting.
Yeah.
Do you guys sleep with music on?
No.
Yeah, see, anytime I go anywhere that's haunted, before I go to sleep, I turn my music on, put my phone right next to my head so that I won't hear anything else that's going on, because I wouldn't be able to sleep. If I would have woke up and 2 people were talking, I would have been like, all right, I'm sleeping in the car.
Well, it's funny because I heard this conversation going on, and I'm like, is that a guy and a girl talking? So I sat up, and Mike sat up at the same time, and he was just like, and laid back down. I was like, all right, I guess we're going back to bed.
I literally, it was so insane. It validated the fact that you and I both heard the same thing at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Mom, shut up. Go away. You could stop showing my mom's comments, please.
No. I have 3 boys. I understand where she's coming from. I am going to show
Right?
every single
I
comment.
was gonna say, show every single one.
That's because
No
I'm,
matter what it says.
I'm the only good child. I have 4. You had 4 kids, right, Mom?
Maybe next time we'll have her on the show too with us.
Oh
Right?
God, no. Nobody would ever get a word in. You met my mom Sunday. She's the
I
loud
like
child
her.
who doesn't
Maybe
stop.
we'll just have your mom on.
Yeah.
We're
Hey, what are you
replacing
doing?
Right?
My mom's awesome.
I do have a question about the scrying mirrors because I know you're really big into those. Like, how'd you get into those?
Sleepless in Salamanca really got me into it. Yeah, when we filmed that was the first time I ever looked into a scrying mirror, and I did not know what to expect. I did a lot of research and a lot of studying before I did it, and a lot of the research and the studying that I did actually helped me see what I wanted to see. Well, not what I wanted to see. I truthfully didn't want to see what I wanted to see during that filming. But it's really helped me understand how mirrors work as far as portals. Really studying them before that documentary really got me into them, and working and talking with Jason Emmerich, who designed the mirror that I used for that documentary. Mind you, I now have 4 of his mirrors.
Wow.
Hopefully,
And you got him just hanging up on your wall.
Hopefully, yeah, there's one right there. That one right there.
Wow.
That mirror, actually, that was his grandmother's mirror of 60 years.
Wow.
Brings out a lot of the energy in the area around it. You smell a lot of coffee around her because she was a big coffee drinker. Hopefully trying to buy his next mirror. So we'll see. I can't talk about it.
I'm gonna say, I don't even know about this one.
I'm excited for it.
Have you tried making your own mirrors yet?
I actually have made quite a few.
Mhm.
I lost count on how many I made, but I made them October 31st, Halloween, during the Blue Samian mirror last year. Put them under the moon, and I actually faced all of them together so that they would create a portal for each one. And I've actually had quite a few people. I think Dustin Garrison was one of them. Janelle Lorkowski. I don't know if you guys know Janelle. Love Janelle. She's awesome. She actually lives, like, I could probably hit her house with a small stone right now.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If you guys know Janelle. She's part of Shit Paranormal.
Nice.
Spectral Hunters investigation team. I made her one.
Eddie Pence has one.
Eddie has one. Yes, Eddie has one. Who else did I send one to?
John.
Kirsten Joy has one.
I just checked my mail. I didn't see one out there yet.
I have one. I actually have one. One broke.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I give Ray that one.
Maybe it's broken once. It'll suck me into some portal.
Yes, definitely. Give him that one.
One broke, and then I have another one. It's actually, I think, hanging in the bathroom. I scry while I poop.
We won't film that, we promise.
I was going to say, that's just like the ultimate protection right there. It's probably the most protected you'll be ever scrying.
No. I look
no.
I look into the future, and it tells me when I'm going to run out of toilet paper.
That's funny. I got to be honest with you, scrying mirrors scared the shit out of me. I mean,
Same.
Like I want to, as bad as I want to try one, I'm so apprehensive.
It's the same as any divination device. You got to set your intention.
Yeah. I actually, when Mike was the guest investigator at Wildwood, I tried one for the first
Hi,
time.
Aaron.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I tried them for the first time, and I just kind of dove right into it. Didn't really know what to expect, didn't know how to do it, just kind of went at it, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know if I'm
You gotta
afraid of
try
what
it.
I'm going to see or what, I don't know. It just
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
You really got to open your mind up and set your intention. If you actually really, really, really want to scry, a lot of it depends on it. It's really hard in some locations to scry because to get your actual 100% intentions to come through the mirror, you need a certain color of candle. Now,
Oh, really?
yeah, like if you want to focus on like monetary, you want to focus on future, you want a blue candle. If you want to focus on certain, like a lot of it depends on the color candle you light while you're trying to scry.
Yeah.
So the fact that I actually saw what I did in Sleepless in Salamanca based off of a flashlight was really weird.
Right.
So.
And that's how I had a flashlight too. We didn't have candles when I did mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think most of the locations, they probably don't want you to have open flames there. So that makes sense.
And that's what I mean. That's the problem is if you actually want to scry, you got to sit there by yourself, set your intentions, ground, light the candle you want. You want to see your future, light that color candle. And it's
right.
That's the pure form of scrying. And yeah, I forgot where I was going to go with that. It's been a long day.
I hear you, brother. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
But
it's been a long month. I feel like Christmas was 3 years ago already.
I agree.
I'm over it.
That's the problem I have with the show, though. Is like I interview people every day, all week.
Yeah.
Out here, I'm just like.
I heard this story yesterday.
Right. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
Popping out.
I can almost fill in what they're going to say.
Are you able to provide a background check? Holly is actually asking, can you describe scrying for her? She doesn't quite understand how it works.
Scrying is it's another divination art form. Excuse me. There are many aspects behind scrying. When you scry, you can use glass, you can use water, whether it be a river, a bowl, just a regular bowl of water. Preferably, it has to be a dark bowl or a dark piece of glass. As long as you get that reflection. You want the reflection is what you want. Now, for me, I've started studying and getting better at blocking myself out. Sometimes you want to focus on yourself if you want to see the person. Sometimes you want to block yourself out. Scrying, sometimes you're able to see your future, who you're going to be as you get older. Even the person you're communicating with can transform your face. And I don't want to give anything away, but one of the filmings that we did 2 filmings for Beyond the Dimensions. One of them, actually, I can tell you now, as somebody that scries, I have never been so scared to look into any mirror except this one I looked into.
That's my furnace.
That was perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Again.
Okay, everybody in the chat room, start laughing at me because you all know what it is.
He scripted the eerie music.
Right.
No, but we were filming for our series, and we were at a location, and I really, really, really wanted to scry into this mirror. But as I sat down, I'm like, no, I've never been so scared to look into this mirror. I've never been scared to look into a mirror, but this mirror scared the shit out of me.
Was it a new one, or it was just the location, or what?
It was
It
a
actually
mirror
was-
that has been at this location.
Yeah.
Not
And
my
it was
mirror.
weird because there was a couple of us that wanted to look into the mirror, and I think we maybe a minute, and we're like, nope, we're done, we're out. It was that bad. Yeah.
But I still did.
Yeah.
I still scried into
Yeah.
it. You'll have to watch the episode when it comes out. But like I said, it's a mirror that I've never been afraid to look into a mirror, but this one scared the shit out of me. Like I have one behind this door that's pretty powerful. I actually keep it covered. I'm not scared to look into it, but this one actually scared the crap out of me. So yeah.
Pretty sure
Yeah.
it scared everyone in the house.
Oh no, I'll go back and scry into this mirror again if I have to.
I mean, I would go.
She's like, I'll watch you.
I mean, I'd go.
Well, I think that's the mantra of every ghost adventure. Like, I was scared, but I would go.
Holly, you got
Somebody's got to tape it.
you have to use light or candles because it's a black mirror. It's got to be dark, and you have to see some sort of reflection. It's kind of like creating what you would say is what is that?
Optical illusion.
Not an optical illusion, but a infinity kind of mirror.
Mhm.
Like you it's hard to explain. I don't know.
Because they're painted black, right? So I think that when you do that, it creates like a double
Aaron,
reflection.
I have to agree because I hate staring at myself. So eventually that gets creepy as hell.
I haven't found a mirror I haven't liked. Ba-boom.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna let D9.
Holly's getting scared.
I'm gonna let Holly or Denise finish what she was saying first.
Oh, so I think that when you paint them black, then there's the reflection from the black part of it, and then there's the reflection from the glass, and then so when the candle's on it, it kind of moves a little and makes it easier for things to stand out, I guess.
Yeah, it's gonna create that effect. For instance, this what I have right here above me, you can't see it. But what it is it's a built-in window. Like you can
The
create
big one that we see a lot.
what?
The big mirror that we see a lot that you put on your post sometimes.
Well, I
Yeah, the
have
one-
Something else.
the built-in mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I just created. All
Okay.
that is it's a window. Like, you know how you have like questioning when you go to jail. You're in the jail. You got that questioning booth where you have that two-way glass.
Yeah.
All this is it's a piece of glass. It's a window. So in my work area right now, where all my stuff's set up, behind that piece of glass is the garage. So all you need to make a scrying mirror is black spray paint and your intention and knowing how to open and close a mirror. That's all it is. It's black spray paint. As long as you have that glare, that reflection, and the shine, you can create a scrying mirror out of anything. So I created this built-in scrying mirror. Hasn't been opened yet. It serves no purpose other than decoration right now. That's help me, Cindy. I'm bombarded by questions. Help me. Help me, Jesus.
You know my feelings. I've never done it. I don't plan on doing it. It's
Well,
not.
have you ever used a Ouija board?
I mean, like when I was younger.
I have one right here. I've been using it for the last couple days.
You know what? I feel like I would
But it's
do
also
that.
like a 1998 Parker Brothers.
Right.
From Toys R Us.
Right.
It glows in the dark.
Does it? That's cool. Yeah, I think that I would use a Ouija board. But not
Before
a mirror.
scrying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have tried.
Yeah.
I've tried it.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think I would pick scrying over a Ouija board.
Yeah, because see, when you do a Ouija board, all you see is letters. Like the board's
True.
already there. There's nothing new is gonna pop up. You know what I mean? Like those,
Yeah.
they're just letters. Like it'll spell something, that's fine. But like the idea of looking into a mirror and seeing like my face change or seeing somebody else's face pop up that's not standing next to me, no, it's not for me.
I will tell you, it's the scariest
cool.
thing, especially what we just filmed was the
Wow.
scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. See,
You
and
know?
my experience with it was pretty cool because I was scrying and I was looking at myself, but my face changed into like an old man. And I started asking everybody about this old man. It was when Mike was a guest. And I started asking about this old man, and there happened to be an old man that did die in the house, and he was very well known and had his own bedroom and all this other stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. No, it is cool. I'm just a chicken shit. I can't handle it. I mean, an old man's face is not going to pop up on a Ouija board.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Tina, we can't say yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because as usual, I have guests on that haven't released
Right?
their project,
Jeez.
so we can actually talk about what's going on in the show.
Right.
But besides the fact that there is a show,
Right?
which actually, how did this show all come about for you guys? I mean, what's the background of the show?
So
You want me to answer? You go ahead.
the background behind this show is Beyond the Dimensions isn't really a team per se. We are a team, but we're not the local team that goes out and does residential locations. We don't go out and do just random stuff. It's the best way to describe it is we're trying to go beyond the dimensions. When we first started, even when I first started with Dead Republic, everything that we filmed became spiritual for me. It wasn't about going and trying to communicate with the spirits everybody knew about. It wasn't about, okay, go to Wildwood Sanitarium and talk to Dr. Henderson. It wasn't about go to such and such place and talk with such and such person that's known in history. Like, that's awesome. We understand you're here. We know you're here. Like, I don't need verification that you're here. There's been 30, 40 different teams here that have gotten the same answer. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you here? Yes. Say my name. Mike. Awesome. That's not what Beyond the Dimensions is. So when we filmed Sleepless in Salamanca, that was the very first spiritual thing that ever came across when my dad and my grandmother came in. And then I'm sure you watched Good Will Haunting. When I honestly haven't even watched it. It's not that I don't want to. I've been working 50 hours a week on top of editing for the Haunted Psychomanium coming out on Paraflix in March, helping with that. And on top of filming and editing with us. But I helped release a spirit in that documentary. Don't know if that came in. Don't know if it was put into the documentary, but I did help release a spirit in the castle that wanted to be released. So for me, it's more of a spiritual thing. It's more of, why are you here? Tell me what you want. Don't tell me you're here. Tell me your story. Tell me what we can do for you.
What happened to you? Why are you stuck here? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's what Beyond the Dimensions was a series idea that I had way before I even left Dead Republic. Dead Republic was actually supposed to be the basis behind the show. It was supposed to be us. Unfortunately, it's not. And I formed a new team.
And Ashley, how'd you get involved?
So I came into the picture because Mike actually works with my dad. And Mike was talking about what he does and all the different paranormal things and investigating. And my dad was like, well, my daughter is slightly obsessed with paranormal. She watches all the shows. Yeah. He's like, she watches all the shows. She's always wanted to do it. And he gave Mike my Facebook, I think, and Mike ended up like just Facebook messaged me, and we started talking and found out we had a lot of the same interests and kind of wanted to do the same thing. We didn't want to go in and be like, oh, here's a cold spot. Oh, there's got to be a spirit. Like we wanted more. We wanted depth to it. And we wanted to be able to tell stories that no one ever told. So that's where the team came from.
Nice.
And then the next day I went to her dad and was like, damn, she did not get her looks from you.
Wow.
My dad is watching, so watch yourself.
Right.
Hey, Bill, fuck you.
Whoa.
Oh, I can't say that, can I?
That's their
Oh,
way
yeah.
of saying look.
I mean, you can. You probably shouldn't.
He just commented.
Did he? I told you my dad was watching.
Love you, Bill.
Love you, Dad.
But I just knew they would click.
He cracks me
Yeah.
up.
Well, and then, like I said, after we were talking for a while, Mike brought up the idea of adding a third person. And so we started talking, and then that's when he brought Jason on. And Jason has been perfect. I mean, he fits in really well. He's got this amazing talent, and he's very artistic eye. So he's great.
Jason was just I wanted to bring in the idea when
Do you want to buy a vow, Mike?
buy a vowel. I'm confused.
Hey, we got an hour and 15 minutes left. You could finish it up in that time, right?
You're fired.
I need a team night. I just got fired.
So we so when I came up with the idea behind Beyond the Dimensions after leaving Beyond the Dimensions was before I left Dead Republic, but I wanted to continue it, but I also wanted to bring in people that were new to the field, which was Ashley. Ashley, like she said, we met because her dad had told me that she's been into the paranormal. She loves it. She really wants to get into it. And we started talking. Oh, hi, Cindy. Are you wearing your sexy paranormal pants tonight? So we started talking, and she was telling me these gifts that she had, and she felt like, she was a certain way. So when you're talking to somebody that says that they're an intuitive or a medium or have these gifts, I did the same thing that my mentor did to me is they would send me pictures. Tell me what you feel. Tell her what I feel. You're wrong. This isn't for me. Another picture. You're wrong. This isn't for me. So then I would send in. The thing is, you send people with intuitive abilities and medium abilities pictures of people that you know, but they know nothing about. So I was sending her pictures of my family. I was sending her pictures of people that I knew, and she was nailing to a T. And we hadn't even met yet.
Nice.
I was like, I need you. I need you. So then I started, I was really, ever since Matt Warner's event at Wilson Castle with Jason Baker, I've been following Jason. I love his pictures. Phenomenal photographer. Absolutely phenomenal. So he started posting videos of his drone. And at first, this whole Beyond the Dimensions was just going to be me and Ashley. Well, we're both married. You know how married people are. Well, I don't want you to go on the road with another female. So,
No, come on.
I'm just kidding. That's not the true story. My wife trusts me. So, I started watching Jason, and I was watching his drone videos, and I sent him a message. I was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about being a cameraman?" He goes, "I've thought about it, but no one's asked."
Nice.
Do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
That was the gist of our conversation. Okay, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'd love to. I
Some
won't
people
touch
just want to be asked.
Right.
And
Just
we
sitting there
went out.
waiting. Come on.
Right.
Get out. What do you want?
We went out and filmed. Had a great weekend. We filmed 2 episodes, and actually, I think speaking of that, Ashley, I think we should bring up that one thing we talked about.
Do it.
I don't remember.
The time thing.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of following you.
Can I stop talking? Listen, I know you're new to the field.
No, I don't remember what you're talking about.
The time difference between location to location.
Oh, I think that kind of gives it away.
It won't give it away.
I think it will.
Well, it won't give. But people know.
There's not a lot of places like that. I think it's going to give it away.
There isn't.
That's why I'm the brains of the operation.
You're gonna get fired twice in one podcast.
I'm talented. What can I say?
I'm just kidding, but she really is.
She really is the brains, or she really is fired.
I keep us organized. I keep us on
Yeah.
track.
She really does. She really, yeah. She keeps me grounded.
Everybody needs that person that helps. Mike is mine. I
Exactly.
think Mike is mine.
My what? I'm your what?
You keep me. No, Mike Heisenberg.
Oh, well, fine.
I wasn't using.
Can I have
Heisenberg keeps me
can I have that coffee, Denise?
Oh my gosh. This is my
Except fill it
soup
with
cup.
beer.
I was gonna say that's a big.
I could bathe in that thing.
I know. Well, I left my Yeti in Shelly's cup, so now I got to use the soup bowl. It's actually a coffee cup.
Okay, so we can't talk about the 2 locations we filmed and the time difference between them, apparently. So we're gonna have to figure that out and edit.
Yeah.
More work for Mike.
So what can you talk about? What else you got going on? You got events coming up, right?
Yeah. Ashley.
Well,
Talk
it's
about those.
Winter Paragon. You have that coming up.
Oh, I forgot all about that. I told you God. Hire her secretary.
You have that coming up, Mike.
Yeah, we do have Winter Paracon coming up. That's not mine. I mean, it is mine, but this is a Beyond the Dimensions podcast, not Winter
We're
Paracon.
on it though, so
It's fine. Talk
Oh,
about it.
yeah. What time are we on?
like 4 or 5.
Gonna have to
We'll probably be late to our own thing normally.
Well, you're gonna be here all day, so
You show up at 5 and it's
yeah.
supposed to be 4.
We have Winter Paracon coming up, March 20th, which is an online Paracon that I created because I love MadCon. MadCon was awesome, hanging out with people, and the whole COVID thing keeps people apart. And I wanted to do something during the winter. It's a virtual Paracon. We got a lot of great people that are,
A great lineup.
talking. Todd Bonner, Natalie Jones, Alex Matsuo. My list isn't in front of me, so I can't continue.
I might be able to help it.
I need a secretary, damn it.
That's why he won't fire me.
Listen, I bury myself over my head with work on top of working 50 hours a week. So you guys wonder why I drink a lot. Next question.
So what's going on the Paracon? What can people expect from it?
It's virtual. That's it. Tune in.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Talking, Q&A.
I think I make no promises. This is up to Cindy Harper. She did talk about giving something away.
Oh, Cindy.
I don't know. I think she was talking about giving away an investigation.
Are you trying to get her to confirm on here?
No, but yes. I remember.
I love Cindy. That's cool. I like the idea of a virtual Paracon too, just because there's, obviously I love MadCon. But I like when you have an event where you can visit. You can visit, a bunch of different locations in one day.
No matter where you're at. It's no, Amanda, she cannot give away her sex ghost on her pants. Listen, Amanda. Listen. All of our debates aside, I love you, but Amanda, she cannot give away those sexy ghosts on her pants.
No.
That is what makes Cindy. It's her pants.
Ray will give away his.
I will give away mine.
I only have one pair.
Yeah, true.
So, like literally one pair of pants. That's it.
I'll tell you what.
You keep those. They're gonna keep you sexy, buddy.
All right, thanks.
If Cindy gives away a pair of her ghost hunter pants, I will personally wear a pair of Goose's pants.
Oh, good Lord.
Goose just says he only has one pair. You're going to take his only pair?
It's going to be like 2002. I'm wearing Jinkos.
I thought you were going to say you would wear Cindy's pants.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'd wear Goose's.
Nah, you got to wear Cindy's.
Well, I'm on the losing end of this deal because then I have no pants.
Right? I'm gonna get you some leggings with ghosts on them.
I would totally
wear them. I know. That's why I'm gonna get them for you.
I'll tell you what. You make gun.
Can they say BTD on them?
No, they gotta say the cryptic pregnancy.
Well, yeah, you have to. Oh.
Pregnancy podcast.
We should have them on the show.
Please do.
Cryptic Paranormal and the Cryptic Pregnancy. Good night.
Cryptic Pregnancy.
I really am going to look that up.
Yeah.
Satan. Demonic baby.
They're going to have a lot of lookups after this.
Right?
Right.
That's number one.
I was actually floored. I was like, what?
There's something out there for everybody these days. I don't know.
Yeah, because like, what are they talking about?
Right?
I'm gonna tag them in this.
Hey, it's free advertising.
Right? They probably won't care. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure it's the most advertising they've had in a long time. Like who just goes, oh, cryptic pregnancy?
Right.
Haven't heard about that shit since before Jesus was born.
Like, do they try to go out in the woods and like get knocked up by Bigfoot or something? Is that what that is?
Maybe a fae?
A Febe.
Oh, man.
Oh, gosh.
I was impregnated by an earth element.
Oh, my gosh.
Hour 2, the wheels are falling off every Thursday night.
So look, I looked it up, and it sure as shit comes up first.
Paranormal or pregnancy.
Damn it.
Oh my gosh.
Like she looked it up because she thought I was lying.
No, because I really wanted to know.
No, John Ward. But
Did someone say parfait?
Sounds very good right now.
Here we
Here's
go.
John Ward. We're talking
Parfait.
Thanks, John.
I will take a strawberry blueberry one right now.
We can always count on John to bring it back to food.
Because
Thanks,
food
buddy.
is what keeps all Americans grounded.
Right?
Yeah, true. Literally. Can't move.
You make fun of me for my food selection, Mike.
I do make fun of you for your food selection.
Okay. No, let me explain myself. So I am a mom. I have a 4-year-old.
I'm a
So
dad.
when I travel, I plan snacks. So Mike said
Here we go with the meat tray.
Mike said we were going to have a very busy day. Weren't really sure when we were going to eat. So I packed snacks. I packed chips and pop and water. And I happened to bring a meat and cheese tray. And now I cannot live down this meat and cheese tray.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Who
Let
the
me
fuck
tell you
owns
about.
the meat and cheese tray to a paranormal investigation?
Let me
But
say
here's-
something. Let me say
Moms?
something, Ashley.
The morning,
If
everybody
things-
was eating that meat and cheese tray.
Right?
Granted, we did start eating it at 4:00 in the morning.
It doesn't
That's the
matter.
best time.
It was eaten.
Ashley,
now-
all I can say is, if things go south with Beyond the Dimensions, Dark Alley has a place for you.
I'm gonna hit you up because I've already been fired twice.
Right?
I'd like some fruit in that tray, though.
Fruit.
That was some fruit in that tray. I don't eat cold cuts, remember?
Oh, yeah.
We can add. Hey, we'll get a little fruit bowl thing.
All right, thank you.
Heisenberg
encourage
needs
him.
somebody to cut mango for him.
Right.
Oh, dude, mango's delicious.
Did
Mango.
your wife put it for you?
I'll take some mango and kiwi.
But yeah, so now every time we go out, it's a tradition to bring a meat and cheese tray.
Gee,
Oh.
that's tradition now. No matter where we go, there has to be a meat and cheese tray.
It's a
That's
perfect
perfect for.
snack.
I'm doing the low carb thing right now, so that's
Right?
a perfect snack.
And who doesn't like cheese?
So we have an
I only like
investigation.
melted cheese.
We have another filming coming out in February, mid-February. You better have 2 meat and cheese trays for this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna need like a
Or
giant.
3.
It's a 2 cheese trayer.
It's gonna be
She's
a
gonna give
long
it one of those
day.
big cheddar wheels.
Family pack.
She's gonna have a big cheddar wheel and like a steak or like some kind of big piece of meat with a carving station.
It's like, do you want a piece there? You want a piece there?
Listen, we know people at this location. You better make it happen, Ashley.
All right. When I show up with a hell of a meat and cheese tray, I'm not fired that night.
Fuck that, we're getting Swenson's truck.
Oh my God.
You know, they're not really that expensive.
I
Yes,
know.
you are.
No,
No,
a
they're not.
Swenson's truck?
No.
No way.
It's like
Good
$300 for a Swenson's truck.
Yeah.
Not when I looked into it. It was like $1,000.
Oh,
to get
they can piss off. No, it wasn't.
My
Swenson-
brother and his wife
Our-
did that for their wedding, and
Yeah.
it's cheaper. It's cheaper than having a caterer, and it's so much
Yeah.
cooler.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
they brought
Yeah.
Swenson's to our job. Unfortunately, I wasn't there because that was before I was there, but I heard
Oh,
about it.
They were probably celebrating you not being there.
They were celebrating me being hired in. Listen, I got Rookie of the Year award, okay?
Okay, well, when you get MVP, then you can.
Listen, I was Rookie of the Year because I was the only person left being there for a year. Slap in the face award. I won.
Okay. There's an award for everybody.
I hate my job.
Oh my gosh.
So what is your
still-
go-to? What'd you say, Denise?
I was gonna ask if he still works with Ashley's dad.
No. I mean, we're with the same company, but we don't work together anymore now.
Oh, okay.
We float around a lot.
Okay.
Bill's awesome. He's weird. I love him. He drinks a lot of Pepsi, and it's gross.
Oh,
I don't like Pepsi.
Oh, look at
Bill.
Heisenberg. Look at Grumpy Heisenberg.
Oh, he left.
He's like,
Get out of here.
take a big slug of that Pepsi, buddy. There it is. Oh yeah.
Room
My
temperature.
dad is so proud.
Room temperature.
Look, he goes, I love you too. Oh, Bill. Oh, Bill.
Yeah, but does he drink at room temperature like Heisenberg?
You know what? I don't think I've ever seen him drink anything but Pepsi in my entire life.
Listen. We go to work at 5 o'clock. I'm at work. I clock in at 5 o'clock in the morning. This dude will pop open a Pepsi at 5:03. Like, he's on point.
But what you don't know is he probably had one when he first woke up to get him going. It's like his coffee.
I have super glued this guy's Pepsi to the garage door. I have taped it to his lunchbox. I fuck with her dad so bad. Hilarious.
But he loves it.
Oh.
It's the children going to bed like normal.
Oh,
say hi.
Hi. Say hi.
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 Have a good night.
Oh, that's bad.
Say hi.
He's pointing at the screen.
Put her close so she can see herself.
You want to see your face?
Oh.
Yeah. Look how excited she is.
I get your dose.
I love you, baby. There's so many ghosts. Say F you, goose. Say ha ha. Ooh, you're getting so heavy. Or I'm getting old.
Sorry, Amanda. I feel everybody sent prayers to Amanda. She ran out of Swiss rolls.
I started. I
Love and light,
eating all
love
of
and light, Amanda. Love and light. John wanted to know if it was the off-brand Pop-Tart guy.
Oh, the off-brand Pop-Tart guy? Oh, God, no. He doesn't work for us. Well, I can't say he doesn't work for us anymore, but he's deployed.
Well,
You're not going to explain the off-brand Pop-Tart part?
Oh, long story short, there was a guy that I worked with. Sorry, I lost audio in one of my headphones.
Well,
So there was a guy that I worked with. God, this is going to sound so fucking weird. I only hear it in one ear. So there was a guy I worked with, and I'm sure you've heard about him, Ashley. His name's Rhino. He always brings in Pop-Tarts, and it's the toaster pastries.
Yeah.
Not Pop-Tarts. Not Pop-Tarts. And yeah, we got to do a big argument about how toaster pastries are Pop-Tarts, and I've always said no, they're not Pop-Tarts.
they're definitely
Yeah, that was
different.
the whole story.
I mean,
No, they're not Pop-Tarts.
they're not the
huge
same.
difference.
I mean,
Right.
Pop-Tarts is a brand just like Kleenex, so they literally aren't Pop-Tarts.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what kind of toaster pastries he's eating, but I like the Aldi brand.
Yeah.
It's good brand. It's good stuff.
Well, I want name brand Pop-Tarts.
Well, you're
I
a
want
Everything.
well, if we ever investigate, I'll bring Pop-Tarts too.
All right. Pop-Tarts and meat and cheese tray.
There
Yeah.
you go, got it covered.
You got a home at Dark Alley anytime you want.
It's funny because my kids always eat Pop-Tarts, like just, they'll just open a pack and eat them. And, while we were locked down with coronavirus, I was, we had a lot of time to learn new things. And one day they're getting Pop-Tarts. I'm like, why don't you want me to throw those in the toaster for you? And they're like, ew, why would you toast Pop-Tarts? And I was like, that's what people do. Like, they're called toaster pastries.
Yeah, I know. My daughter accidentally left hers in her lunch bag because she takes them for a breakfast snack.
Yeah.
And she left it in her lunch bag, and our lunch bags go in the freezer at night because you just throw the whole bag in the freezer, and so it's cold for the whole next day.
Right.
And she left it in. Now she will not eat anything but frozen Pop-Tarts.
Really?
You might try that.
She
Yeah, I've
loves them.
never tried it. Oh, toaster strudels.
Toaster strudels are delicious.
Those are good. You know what? They're
Toaster
super
tarts.
expensive though, so I don't really eat
Yeah, I
those.
know. Yeah. And then you have to open the bag and get the glaze all over everything. It's just,
Right.
I can just
That's
throw
too
the
much
Pop Tart
work.
in the toaster. I know.
Like,
If I wanted a fancy breakfast like that, I'll go to a restaurant. Let
I'm
them
gonna
put the
quote
glaze.
Tom Haverford from Parks and Rec here. Is like, I don't eat foods that I have to drizzle stuff on. I'm not your maid.
Well, it's like we used to go to this place called Steak on a Stone. They would bring you this brick, basically, that was heated in a fired oven, and they bring you your meat raw, and you actually sit there and you cook your own steak as you eat it.
What?
No.
So I'm like thinking about this. Why is this so expensive? Because I'm cooking my own meal.
Are they gonna make you wash the dishes too?
Yeah.
You're gonna watch these stones.
I mean, it's good cuts of meat, but I mean, still, after you think about it, like, what
You're a
am I
good
doing?
company.
Like,
Yeah.
sitting here cooking my own steak and eating it. I can do that
Like-
at home.
I go to a
Right.
restaurant so I don't have to cook or do dishes. You know?
Right?
I mean, whoever came up with this idea is a genius because he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to hire chefs.
Cook it
Who is that
yourself.
with the Simpsons?
They
A
don't
bunch
even
of
give you like a stove and a pan. It's just a fucking brick they throw on the table.
It's just like, I don't know. It's some kind of stone that holds the heat. It's like 400 and some degrees.
Oh,
Like when you throw the meat on, it's like you just hear it sizzle.
what I would do for goldfish crackers instead of French fries.
Oh, that's just
Oh,
wild.
John was talking about it.
No.
Where did the goldfish
I would
crackers go?
totally go for goldfish. The rainbow ones, maybe the pretzel
The pretzel ones are pretty good.
over French fries.
I'd be so pissed if I figured I was getting French fries and there was a
Yes.
cup of goldfish cracker. Like, what the?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes, I would be pissed on that one.
I mean, you're still drinking Pepsi, so I get it.
Pepsi's delicious.
Black Rock Grill. That's what it's called there.
Sugar.
Well, unfortunately, Steak on a Stone is no longer around. So
I can't imagine why.
Too many people caught wind of what was going on. I had to go to a restaurant paying for ambiance to cook my own meal.
That's funny.
Look at the burns people had, probably, man. That's like a liability waiting to happen.
I didn't even
That's
think about
true
that.
too. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Especially if they serve alcohol too.
Steak on a Stone, Black Rock Grill. Way to be original.
So what? I mean, we're talking about food. Like, what is your go-to like munch on snack when you're
Eddie,
investing?
don't go to Melt. Please don't go to Melt. Melt is overpriced, fucking millennial vegan bullshit.
Wow.
Like,
It's not
if
vegan.
you're going to Canton, well,
It's cheese.
it's not vegan. I can't say it's vegan, but it's literally based around vegan, gluten-free people. Like,
It's cheese. Mel is gourmet grilled cheeses.
I hated it. It's
very
overpriced bullshit.
It is very expensive.
Yeah.
If you want a good fucking burger and you're going towards Canton, go to Swenson's.
No.
Go to Swenson's. I mean,
Can we get them to sponsor us? That's twice now in one episode that we brought
No
them
kidding.
up.
No kidding.
what? My cussing? I'm sorry.
No, Swenson's. We've talked about them twice now.
I can't help it. They're so delicious.
I know. It's so
I would-
good.
Pick them as the best burger though.
What's that?
There's a brewery in Akron. I think it's called Lock 21 or Lock
Yeah.
something. Their burgers are
Simon,
amazing.
listen, hold on. We're going to name drop right now, Ashley. You want a great place to go to
Oh
Akron.
no, you are right, Mike.
Diamond
Okay,
Deli.
you want an amazing sandwich to go to? Diamond Deli.
Mom, I know
Yes.
you like
Downtown
Five
Akron.
Guys. Mom, I
Yes.
know
They
you
make
like Five Guys.
the
but
best
get
sandwiches.
out of here.
Yes.
And I know the
Agreed.
owner is really nice. So
Are they hot sandwiches?
I know you like Five Guys, but go away.
Yes, they're hot sandwiches.
Okay.
You can get a hot sandwich.
Yeah.
John, I have not had the macaroni sandwich. I had the lasagna one, and it's like their garlic
Mm.
bread's like this thick with this much lasagna and then this thick garlic. Like, I don't know. I wasn't pleased with it.
If you go to the one
Yeah.
in Canton, you
Yeah,
got to go to the one in
one
Independence.
in- I think I wanted the one in Fairlawn.
Yeah.
Oh no, you got to go to
Independence-
Independence is better.
Yeah, they were the first one, I think. Independence was, or the original. Around here.
I think they're. I'm bad with names, so I don't know.
I honestly should probably try Melt again. I've heard so many good things
Yeah.
about it, but
Don't go to the one in Canton. Independence is the way to go.
Their
don't
deep
tell
fried
John
pickles
that.
are
That's
freaking
where
the
John
bomb.
lives.
They are. What?
What'd you say?
Ray said deep fried pickles are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the bomb. They're amazing, and that mustard dip that comes with them is
Mm.
Welcome to the Cryptic Food Show.
Right.
Well, you know what? We got to span out, man. We got the cryptic pregnancy show
I
up
know,
here,
right?
man. We got to just go for
Listen,
everything we
I
can.
feel like that is a great show. Goose, you on? You ready for it?
Yeah,
The Paranormal Food Tour.
There we go.
there you go.
We'll
You
form a
heard
new
me,
team.
I am sending all of you NDAs. Everybody,
Every week we have a show.
now.
No, but
Everybody-
every week we have a show. We have to test the food as we talk about it.
But
There you go.
I'm
we
down.
also, we
In a haunted location.
Yes.
okay. We have to start this tour at a haunted location at the restaurant we go to every time we go to this certain spot. Actually,
Yeah.
okay. Look, she's on board.
I like food. Of course, I'm on board.
Food and ghost hunting.
like-
What's better than that?
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Especially with meat and cheese trays being served. My God. John said to make a T-shirt with Sasquatch eating a cheeseburger. We could do that.
goose gone eaten.
Yeah, right.
Gone snacking.
Snapping paranormal. NDAs going out to all of you.
Everyone in the comments too. Oh my gosh.
So, does anybody have any paranormal questions? Get back to the
No.
subject.
What's paranormal?
Right?
So, besides like the spiritual like equipment, like the scrying mirrors and the Ouija boards, do you guys use any technology? I mean, are you recording EVP? Or are you doing any of that?
You should have asked these questions an hour ago.
Right now, all he's
Sorry.
thinking about is food.
I know,
Or
right?
before he drank how many beers? No. Yeah, we do. We do run recorders, and we have our cameras, of course. We have motion detectors that we set up. We have a couple of different things that we try to use.
A lot of it really is, we want to focus on a lot of the scientific equipment, of course, that everybody uses. But we also want to try and focus on with this, when you do a paranormal investigation, sometimes when it's spiritual, you want to see if two or more of your teammates can pick up on the same thing and really focus on that spirituality concept.
Yeah.
Right.
Outside of using your equipment, outside of using, in the next 10 years, how many people are going to be using a REM pod?
Right. Yeah.
Not many people. How many people are going to be using a millimeter? I stopped using my millimeter for one. I will never use a recorder. The only recorder I will use, hands down, and people can joke about it all they want, is my cell phone.
Okay.
I have had.
No, I have two recorders.
I will not use one of her recorders.
Mm-mm.
I have seen people use the DR60, which is awesome, but they're also fucking way overpriced.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I will hands down admit, you and I can, using a DR60, I will probably pick up on more EVPs using my cell phone than your $2,000 DR60. That's the majority of my arsenal is I just got the SB11. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I do have a Tesla coil. That's about it.
Oh wow.
All the outside of my spirituality and my camera. That's about the gist of my arsenal. I know Ashley, she's got the
Motion detectors, laser grid, K2 meters, housing rods, all of it.
Nice.
I told her to buy everything. I didn't want to.
I got a good deal on it.
So is she the tech guy then?
Yeah.
Or tech
No,
gal?
but we wanted to take this team. We wanted to really do the. I really can't say the opposite, but we wanted to really get into the aspect of diving deep into the spirituality of this team and not really use our devices first and foremost. Like, we don't want to rely on our devices unless we have to.
Right.
Gotcha.
You know, a lot of teams go into investigations and they rely on their devices.
Mhm.
Ours is the complete opposite. We want to rely on our spirituality. We want to rely on our instinct. And really, we want to rely on what's beyond the dimensions. No pun intended, is what it's like to do a paranormal investigation. You know, you watch Ghost Adventures, you watch Paranormal Lockdown, you watch Destination Fear, you've watched Sleepless in Salamanca, and you watch what it's like to do a paranormal investigation.
Mhm.
You watch what it's like to do and capture this evidence. But you don't understand the psychological effects.
Mhm.
Right.
You don't understand the spiritual effects behind these investigations. And
Right.
that's what we're set out to do. That was my whole main concept and goal behind this idea.
Well, it's a good
Yeah.
idea. And I think, you know, especially, I know what, like, just with the experience with our team, Dark Alley, you know, I think we've kind of gravitated to just experiencing the activity and not necessarily focusing on capturing the evidence. I mean, we'd like to get good recordings. We still roll recorders. You know, I'll set up my EDI device to see what happens. I have a spirit box. You see it right behind me. You know, we use the tools, but I think we enjoy just experiencing it more and just feeling the feelings and you know, soaking, or not soaking up the emotions, but feeling what the people you're
Right.
trying to speak to are feeling.
And that's the hardest point behind this whole concept. And that's going to be the hardest point behind Beyond the Dimensions, is what you just said, is it's capturing and understanding what's going on around us, not using our devices.
Right.
Right.
Because that is the hardest thing to prove.
Right.
Right.
Anybody can hold a millimeter or a REM pod in their hand and it doesn't go off, but at the same time, I have goosebumps. The hair is standing up, but my
Yeah.
REM pod's not going off.
Right.
And it makes you wonder, maybe the spirit, like for instance, you'll go into one of the most haunted locations. Name one. Mount
Madison
Vernon.
Seminary.
Madison Seminary. Okay.
Madison Seminary. Come on.
We use
Have you heard of it?
Seminary, for example. Perfect example. I've never been to Madison Seminary, but
Liar.
but that's the thing, is
Yeah.
many of these spirits have seen how many REM pods, how many millimeters, how many DR60s, how many voice recorders. They've seen so many to the point I don't give a shit about that anymore. I don't care. I'm not going to talk into your device.
Well, and that's the thing too, is, I mean, it's almost like a trick pony show. I mean, how many people go in and say my name? How many people are
Right.
in this room? So I'm
Right.
sure they could get tired of it, just as we would, somebody coming in our house asking us
Yeah.
the same question 100
Oh,
times.
absolutely.
Yeah, like
No,
we're tired of watching the same paranormal
Yeah.
shows. They're tired of helping film the same paranormal.
So instead, we're trying to go in like Mike said, in more of a spiritual aspect and trying to understand them and try to figure out why they're there or just what they're trying to get across or any of that. And sometimes equipment doesn't pick that up.
Right.
Yes, Holly, it was my stunt double. Nope, it was my doppelganger.
Well, it's hard, I would imagine, for you guys though, because while like I appreciate the actual, the spiritual experience, whatever the personal experience, but that doesn't translate well when you're recording.
Yeah.
It's hard for somebody to watch it. Like it's
and
nice.
that's the hard part. That is the very hard part, and that's the only time we try and hopefully capture that using equipment.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have the equipment to back up your experiences.
Well, and unfortunately right now, some people aren't interested in the spiritual side of it, or some people don't care about the stories. They just want the fear of it. And they like this is a demon, somebody's possessed, windows are breaking. They want that aspect of it. They don't care what the story is.
And exactly. Like Ashley,
so trying to get both of those is hard.
People want the scare factor. And I will tell you, one of the locations we filmed, there was a scare factor to the point we didn't stay the night. It wasn't my call. It was my team's call. Love them both to death. I love Ashley. I love Jason. You guys know me. I would have pushed and pushed and pushed and stayed overnight. But
unfortunately, if that would have happened, it could have gone on to unsafe measures for everyone's safety.
Spiritually, it would have been bad. And them being new, I didn't want to push them. I did not want to put them in harm's way.
Sure.
So yes, one night we did not stay the night at this location. And that's the whole aspect behind this. It's not about trying to be balls to the wall. I'm the greatest fucking paranormal investigator. No, this is I'm not basing this upon equipment. I'm basing this upon, my feelings and spirituality. And that's just the whole aspect of this team is you feel what you feel. We could be wrong. We could be right. We don't know. But we're not trying to base our answers upon equipment that is constantly changing and upon locations where there's so many teams that even these spirits are getting used to this same equipment that we don't even know if they're right anymore.
And you know what? To be honest, like, how do we know that REM pod doesn't hurt them?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
or whatever you're using. So if it's, I mean, there's a lot of times where it doesn't work, and you will know that there's someone standing right there or someone walking in the hallway and the REM pod's not going off. Maybe it's because they're purposely avoiding it because it hurts when they touch it. We don't fucking know.
It's not even just the REM pod. I have heard theories, and I don't even know if he's watching, but John Griffin from UNI Research has done a couple experiments to where he has said that the UV light actually does hurt. So they won't come around UV.
That would make sense.
But at the same time, I question that because when we filmed Sleepless in Salamanca and caught that apparition, it was on a UV light. That's that's the thing is paranormal is just like religion. These questions are never going to be answered.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it does make a lot of times that when we have a team at Madison, and if they're saying that it's quiet night, I always tell them, like, just turn off your cameras, turn off your equipment, turn off your cameras, and just sit there in the dark and just listen, and then things will start to pick up. So maybe there is something behind that. Maybe once you turn off the cameras, then they're not afraid to come close to you anymore.
That could be possible. Like they're just afraid. They're tired of being a sideshow act.
Right.
Well,
And
I mean, I would get sick of strangers coming in and out of my house all the time.
Right? What year is it? What?
Yeah.
How, you know?
Yeah.
How did you die? How many people
Yeah.
are here? What's
Yeah.
your favorite color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I don't want. You know, when you watch our films or our episodes, yeah, we do ask some of those questions, but we slightly evolve. You know, we're a new team. We went out and filmed the first two, getting comfortable with each other. So there's going to be some of that stuff, but we still kind of stuck to the same spiritual aspect to the realm, and that really was my main push, and my main goal is to try and stay away from so much of the equipment unless you absolutely need it.
Right.
Right. And a lot of the equipment that they've developed is to, I mean, I always kind of felt it was more or less to debunk things than capture evidence. Like, I mean, a millimeter or an EMF detector. I mean, in residential cases, that's what we use them for there. It's not to
It's to
speak with
debunk.
those. It's to find pockets where electrical might be setting off high EMF fields. You know,
And
things like that.
that's what I think. I think a lot of this equipment needs to be for residential cases.
Right.
And we've noticed some of our equipment sets off some of our other equipment. So we have to be very careful about what we use and how close we use it.
Yeah. Heaters will set off your K2 meter.
So we'll make cell phones.
And walkie-talkies will set off a REM pod anywhere in the building.
Really?
So, yeah.
You learned that one too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You learned that one. Yep.
Look what I got.
Like Tony just said.
Yeah.
Like Tony said, these spirits are really starting to feel like they're circus animals.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not what I want. I don't want that in a paranormal field. You know, it's awesome. It's very awesome to go on a very historical location like Ohio State Reformatory, Mansfield. It's awesome to go to Madison Seminary. It's awesome to go to Wildwood, Hinsdale House, and you fucking Queen Mary. You go wherever you want. It's awesome to talk to this history. But you know what? So many people have done it for so long that they're trained animals.
Yeah.
It's like going through the zoo. Like, I'm so used to saying yes. I'm used to saying no. I'm used to saying, like, cut off your equipment, go in there with your mind, go in there with your body, open yourself up, and actually get a true answer without your equipment. But the thing is, that's what sucks, is because paranormal and life beyond death has not been proven yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I can sit here right now and say Abraham Lincoln's looking over my left shoulder. Awesome. Are you going to believe me?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's the problem with paranormal, is it's not going to be proven.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to get behind this team, is actually push that spiritual concept and push that open your mind, open your body, open your soul, cut out a lot of the equipment, use it when you need it, and that's it. And if people gravitate towards that and they understand that, then awesome. If not, then our show flopped.
Yeah. And one of the things I like to do is when we go out to locations, like, since this is the first time I'm going to any of them, I tell Mike, like, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know about the location. I don't want to know what happened, who died, why they died. I don't want to know anything. So that when I do walk in, if I'm like, oh, Mike, you know, there's a little girl or a lady or whatever, you know, it's all things that I'm feeling, not preconceived notions I'm getting from reading articles or books or whatever.
Right.
And I will tell you, the first two locations that we filmed, she picked up on quite a few things before she even entered the buildings.
Oh.
Nice.
Some that haven't even been proven yet.
One is actually pretty big. And and that's the thing, is one of the things behind one of the locations we investigated, I really, 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 really wish we could extend upon what we found out. But very, very, very hard to do.
Right.
Very hard to do.
Yeah.
It's really mind blowing. Like, how do you would have to watch it to understand it.
It's so
But-
hard not to talk about it.
Well, we can actually talk about it, but we can't say where because nobody knows where and nobody knows the story.
That's true.
I'll let you kind of tell it, Ashley. Like,
Well, I'm not sure how much people would know or if I should just
this has never been mentioned out of this location.
really.
Nope.
So I can say the whole thing and no one's going to know.
Just don't say the name of the place
Okay.
or you're fired.
I
Again.
got a new job. So, no, one of the things before we went and filmed one of the locations is Mike sent me a picture of a tree, just a tree. And he's like, what do you think about this? So I just told him the way it works is I just kind of told him the first couple words that popped into my head. And one was
Hold on. Which location are you talking about?
the tree.
Oh, you gave away a tree. Everybody knows
Which location are you talking about?
Nobody knows.
Well, everybody knows that location.
Well, we're going to switch locations then. Which one?
Other location.
Mike,
I'm
you tell us.
clueless.
Top.
Oh my
top
God.
floor.
He's like, tell the story, not that story, not like that. Do it different.
Do people
Tell the story.
you know how many trees are on Earth, Mike?
Everybody knows that location.
I have a tree right there.
I think every location has a tree
Okay, go ahead, Ashley.
that has some kind of story behind it.
You tell the one you want to tell.
I was talking about the man on the top floor with no legs.
Oh, yeah, that one too. Well, he has legs.
Oh, he has one leg.
Okay, so before we went to a location, I kept having these.
Ashley.
I kept having. Shut up! You're fired.
Whoa.
I kept having these dreams about this old man, and he was very nice, very sweet, and he just kept coming to me, and he kept talking about like his left leg was injured, and he had a cane, and he would walk around. And one of the locations we went to, we ended up finding out that there was an old man there who had something wrong with his leg, and he had to use a cane and sometimes a wheelchair. And we ended up kind of reaching out to him and communicating with him through some of the investigation, and kind of got some answers. And he verified that he was the one coming to me in my dreams, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
But to elaborate on this story, he's not from and has never been to said location.
Huh.
He's there for a specific reason.
Nice.
And that's
he knew he would
one
be
of the
there.
things we're trying to dive into is why are these spirits here?
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Because he's not from there.
Right.
come to find out, we're not going to say where, but I'll kind of give it away a little bit, Ashley. Come to find out, the spirit at this location is here or there because his granddaughter lives across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And
my
he
God.
watches her.
And he watches her.
Mm-hmm.
She does not know he's there.
Mm-mm.
He is the reason she bought that house because he wanted her there.
Nice.
And that's one of the reasons why I started Beyond the Dimensions is we want to go beyond everything and find out the aspects of why you're here.
Right.
Not every spirit is there because they died there. They're not there because they are part of that residence. They are there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times it's because we just don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it might even be like, like with the granddaughter, maybe that guy was just waiting there, and he knew that she would be there eventually. So he's like, I'm just going to hang out here. So people assume, oh, this guy must have died in this building. Like, that's not how it works.
But that's also just the other problem behind this is, he's telling us this.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going to go knock on the door and be like, "Hey, do you have a Grandpa Frank?" Because
You got a gimpy grandpa.
he just told me he's watching over you. Do you know this guy? Like, no, like it's that's
Never
the
mind
hard
then.
part.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna see Mike on Cops getting arrested.
This fucking crazy guy asking me if I'm related to a Frank who's in this fucking vacant building.
And that's when I'm just gonna do a slow walk away.
Right. Maybe the person will see the episode.
Maybe.
And then they'll reach out to you. I mean, you know,
It'd be kind of cool if that did happen.
right, exactly. I mean, if somebody lives across the street from it, they probably every once in a while do a YouTube search of the place, you know, and watch whatever people are finding. I would want to know if it was right across the street.
Right. Yeah, I would too.
Maybe they'll see it. Maybe it's fate.
I hope so.
That would be kind of cool validation for the premise of the show, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you now, the first 2 episodes we filmed already has already formulated the premise behind the show that I was, you know, it just kind of fell into place.
Good.
You know, we do a lot more. I can't really say investigating. We do quite a bit of investigating, but there's also a lot of sitting back and talking about the experiences we're having, kind of communicating with each other. You know, a lot of times you have to sit down and talk with each other. You know, you can't sit there in the middle of an investigation in a big room trying to communicate with the spirit and communicate with each other at the same time. So there are times that we do sit down and we talk with each other about what's going on, how we're feeling. There was one instance while we were filming, and I feel so bad for Jason, and he's not here to talk about it.
No.
He got Jason, I love him to death. He's a great guy. He goes out and he does photograph abandoned and haunted locations.
Yeah.
But this was actually one of his first documenting a location.
Yeah.
I have never seen anybody as scared as he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it made it real. I mean, it made it real to see the fear in that moment. Because I would say, I mean, I was uneasy. There was things I was saying to Mike, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't push this. But to see the fear that someone actually got out of it, just, we all had kind of the same reaction, I think. Just different extremes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if he's just used to going in and filming, you know.
Well, he's had things happen to him, but it's outside of the paranormal aspect, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like you go in and you film and you just photograph and you walk away with 3 scratches and you're like, yeah, I was just in there filming. I don't know why.
Right.
As opposed to a paranormal investigator with 3 scratches and you're like, oh my God, I just got scratched by a demon.
Right.
One's just like a side effect of the job that you do, and the other's like you're in it,
Right.
filming it, and oh shit, this is possibly very real.
Well, and I think people don't understand that. I mean, people watch it on TV all the time, and they're like, "Oh, I could do that." But when you're in that situation and you're experiencing those feelings, it's completely different.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. I mean,
Heisenberg looks so drunk.
He's drunk on mango.
I am.
Pepsi.
He just got it up for me.
Aw. Boss Lady Kate cutting your food for you.
No, but I'm just listening. I like to listen to the stories.
That's really good for a show. Just listen. I'm just kidding, buddy.
Great
I can ask you questions if I don't know what's going on, which is the rest of the time.
Oh my gosh.
He's our witty banter guy. He just waits for that moment to make a comment that we all.
His witty banter only comes in when somebody mentions them.
I can only cut on myself, really. And Ray.
I can't wait till we can all get into studio again. It was so much more fun.
Yeah, it had
different.
yeah, it was definitely different. I don't know if we'll be back at that studio.
So, are you at home, Goose, or you in the studio?
No, we're all home. We're all at home now.
They closed the studio.
No, the studio's still open, but the problem is there's a lot of different people going there at different times. They weren't really up on the sanitization of the studio. A lot of very personally close used equipment that we all share. It just wasn't safe. I didn't feel safe, and we weren't going, but we were still paying rent. And I'm like, you know what? If we're not going to go back, we just need to stop paying rent, and we'll figure something else out. But I think once this is all over, at least Mike and I might have put a little studio in his basement and maybe start having some guests over there. Or we'll figure it out. But I definitely like the studio setup better.
Yeah.
Especially to have local people, because I know you guys are both local.
Yeah.
You guys could have come in, and it was always fun for that. And unfortunately, Denise isn't too local, but she could still, Zoom in with our StreamYard in with us.
I would drive to Madison and hang out with Denise.
Yeah, see?
We could go to.
We'll put a studio in the back house at the seminary.
Yeah,
we'll do an on-location podcast.
Right?
Tell you what, that would make for a great podcast. Madison Seminary podcast.
Yeah. I'm surprised that's not happening yet.
Go each way.
My real hopes is to do something like that when this all pandemic starts slowing down to the point where it's not like causing anxiety for everybody so much, is start doing some live interviews at location, like on location.
You want to know what helps calm your anxiety?
What?
Little little alcohol.
Lick my butthole. No, but you can have my life. It'll calm your anxiety.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, we don't let him out a lot. Sorry.
Their calendar from now on is going to be not my catcher, not my catcher, not my catcher. Beyond the dimensions, minus my catcher.
Yeah.
Featuring Ashley and Jason.
Not my catcher. He's not allowed to view the show.
Or we could on mute and just be like, I don't know what's happening. We can't hear you.
You know what? I would be honored if that were to happen.
There we go.
We do that to Heisenberg.
I have the power.
The first time he's done
Heisenberg,
that.
we're playing musical location.
Oh my God.
No, but honestly, that would be really cool to have like a location. Like every once in a while, we could just.
I'm coming to pick your nose.
Baby shark. Stop it, Mike. Stop it.
Listen, I have kids, okay?
Oh.
Stop it.
Oh. Don't make me.
So you're going to break nice and deep in it, and then we're all going to be in trouble.
That's right.
What would you do if my finger literally appeared like that?
Oh my.
I'm not going to lie, I would freak the fuck out. I would probably be like, see you later, Kate. Boom.
Right? I always do that on investigations too. I'll be like, say something about like, oh, if you don't like that, just knock it off the table. And then I'm like, oh my God, if that actually knocks off the table, like I'm fucking out of here, dude. Why would I ask for things like that?
Yeah, it's like, do it. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
That's what makes you wonder is that goes back to the whole spiritual realm is as much as you want it to happen, do you think the spirits don't do it because they're afraid to scare you?
Right? Because they know I'll be scared. They know me by now.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. I hate it.
Like, they're like that. Bitch can't handle that. No, we better not.
It's like they think about it, they're like, no.
Yeah.
I feel like they control everything about my life. They're like, you got to poop? Yeah. No, you don't. You're in the middle of work. You got to poop. Going on break? No, you don't. I literally feel like paranormal controls my life.
I don't know about your pooping schedule, but I think that it definitely has an effect on everybody's lives. You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that, yeah,
Who
I think
farted? I heard it.
Mike, it was probably you.
I don't deny him. That was how it goes from all that
Yeah,
mango.
it's like Heisenberg.
He's got the
Oh boy.
oh, geez.
So we've talked about the show. Where are people going to be able to watch the show? I mean, where are we going to be able to actually see it?
Oh,
I don't know.
right now, it's going to be a Paraflix exclusive. It's
Awesome.
at paraflix.com. And Paraflix is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited about a lot of things coming with Paraflix. I'm doing some work with them right now. I'm not an official employee with them, but I am helping bring some content to them where it's going to be Strange Goat Media production and launch night. Heisenberg's just so
He's
many
listening.
noises going on over there. So many noises. All I hear is my heater.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be on Paraflix. Paraflix is going to be launched in March. It's going to be the next paranormal big platform, which is owned by Patty Negri. I don't know if you guys know who Patty Negri is. She's a big, medium, intuitive, well known on Ghost Adventures. She owns it, along with Natalie Jones.
Okay.
Going to be kind of like Netflix, Amazon. I really can't talk about a lot that's coming out on it right now. I'm excited about a lot of the content that's coming out. Just for instance, we just signed the most haunted doll out of the UK. Her name's Annie. Very scary doll, I'll tell you that. She's visited me twice already. What else?
Spiritually or physically?
Spiritually.
Okay.
Thank God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank God. I don't know if I think I'd rather see her physically than spiritually.
Spiritually, she came to me twice. She's in a glass container, kind of like Annabelle.
Yeah.
Matt does take her in and out of the case. But while we were taking, or he was taking promo shots for Paraflix and Strange Goat Media, the doll started crying. This doll is known for crying real tears. That same night, I felt her presence in my house.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that right? No.
So we have Annie the doll from UK, one of the most haunted dolls over in that way.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Beyond the Dimensions, Beyond the Veil. You and I research their Secrets of Wilson Castle will be on Paraflix.
Nice.
We also have, what else we got going on? Texas Paracon coming up, which Strange Goat Media will be representing in Texas. So yes, you'll hear this here first. I will be in Dallas, Texas in August, representing Strange Goat Media in August.
Very cool.
Just a lot going on. A lot.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations, both of you.
I'm tired.
I was going to say, plus working, you're very busy.
Yeah.
That's good, though.
It's good. It's stressful, but you know, it's good stress. I have a lot of this for once in the palm of my hand. Like I got Beyond the Dimensions in the palm of my hand.
Right.
and Strange Goat Media. And it's not to sound bad. It's not to sound powerful or the ruler. Like it's, I'm one of those. I heard children.
Yeah,
That's
that's
my son
Okay.
crying.
Okay.
Oh,
Annie?
Brian flicked his little tea bag. No, but it's one of those, like, for once I don't have like anybody breathing down my neck about a release. It's like,
Yeah.
when I want to release is when I want to release.
Right.
Mhm.
It's about, me. The only thing that I have a time frame for right now is the Haunted Psychomanium with Natalie Jones, which I will tell you right now, the first 3 episodes I have edited. My headphones went weird. Whatever, I got one. The Haunted Psychomanium, in which I just edited, I have a few I still got to do, but hands down, one of the greatest ideas that has been done. Definitely want to check out the Haunted Psychomanium on Paraflix. We visit haunted locations. We talk about the location. We run down a little bit of the history, and we talk about haunted objects in the location.
Okay.
We've picked up a lot of good evidence just upon these.
Nice.
So definitely check that out. Paraflix.com, coming out in March.
Mhm.
Strange Goat Media. Somebody else talk.
So, what's the plan with the show? I know you just said nobody tells you when to release it. So I'm like, when are you going to release it? Are you planning on like filming and editing all of them and releasing them all like at the same time? Or are you gonna
I want to release them all at the same time, but it's going to depend on my workload. I know we have a few plans
Mhm.
for one of the episodes.
Oh, okay.
One of the episodes one release we have a major plan for,
Mhm.
which is going to be my first edit for this for this series.
Okay.
It's going to be our first release. Can't talk about those plans yet. Can't talk about that release.
Right.
But
Fucker.
I'm hoping that episode. Why are you laughing? Listen.
Goose likes to know secrets. He wants to know when it's going to happen.
There are too many secrets here.
I'll
Okay.
find out. I always do.
There's only 2 people that know.
3 now.
Goose knows where we've been. Goose
Ray already knows.
Goose knows our next investigation.
Adam always asks me who my mole is when I figure stuff out.
It's because you
Goose
just asked.
knows everything.
I'm like the OG of Paranormal.
You act like you're like some super sleuth when really like when the show is over you just message somebody like, so hey, where are you going? And then they're like, oh, I'm going to blah blah blah.
I got
Nailed it. Such a
Well, we were looking for a production manager for the next investigation, and
Yeah.
Goose was the first person I went to.
And I appreciate that. Thank you.
He
Unfortunately.
was the first person I went to for this next one because
Yeah.
this next one's pretty big.
yeah.
But
That's exciting.
I said no because my old man knees couldn't do it.
I'm hoping beyond the dimensions. I know one of our filmings I want to release in summer is the first release, but our series release as a team in episodical, whatever they call that shit, is a full episode series. Isn't gonna be our first release, if that makes sense. We're gonna release
Okay.
one episode as a release, And then as a full series, that first release won't be the first episode, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, we've got 2 filmed already. We got one coming up in February. We got another one coming up in March, April. And then I think we're going to take quite a few months off so we can edit.
Right.
And then hopefully release everything by end of summer, early to late fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
On Paraflix.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's good. You guys are busy. You got it one every month. That's awesome.
Yeah.
They're busy. They just show up and tell me where to go. I edit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's funny.
Hey, you get a meat and cheese tray out of it, so.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Especially on the long drives.
Oh yeah. Break out the meat and cheeses.
Right.
It's the only reason I ghost hunt.
And coffee. I think that's our other staple is coffee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got
Plenty
me
and
at a
plenty.
Tim Hortons, so
Yeah, Tim Hortons has the best frozen frappuccino.
Nice. I've never even been there.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, or it's a frozen cappuccino with the extra shot of espresso. I'm telling
people
you.
know what frappuccinos are.
Frappuccino.
She lives in Ohio too. She's not ancient or foreign.
No, I said a cappuccino.
Around here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to describe a frappuccino.
No, I said frappuccino, and then I said, well, it's a frozen cappuccino, because that's what they actually call it,
Right.
Mike.
You were talking to her like she was from like Egypt or something like that.
No, I named it wrong.
Frappuccino.
I gave her the wrong name in case she wanted to order it. I didn't want her to get the wrong thing.
Listen, Ashley, I love you. I'm kidding.
I only know the one Tim Hortons in the area. That's down in like what, Talmadge or somewhere?
There's
by the
one on
airport.
224, and then there's one in LA.
Yeah.
Nobody
Okay.
knows what 224 is. They live
They
in.
both said yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, you do?
Yeah.
See?
I
Drive
said,
like
you don't.
4 hours a day.
That's like the third word you've said all night.
Yep. I gotta space them out, otherwise I don't last the whole 2 hours.
Well, that's because all that sugar from the Pepsi's hitting you.
I almost said that's what she said.
That'd be perfect.
Too.
I gotta stop doing that. Making
What's
those
that?
kind of jokes. I gotta stop making those kind of jokes because now that my kids are back at school, like I forget
Yeah.
that they're gonna be like around the public now. Like like
Oh,
we
you
make
just let it out. Be like, this is your fault for keeping my kids home
right?
all year.
Like really, I can't be
fault.
trusted with them. So this is on you. Or like
Oh, no,
the
I'll use that all day.
I have a bad habit of doing like your face and your mom jokes too. But usually I do it like in a nice way, like, oh, this show is really cool. And then I'll be like, your face is really cool, and
No,
and then they'll be like, your mom's really cool. So we do that all the time. It's just like how we talk to each other now. And then now my kids are back at school and I'm like, oh my God, their teachers probably think that they're like,
Oh no. I could just hear my kid going back to school being like, Becky, you clean up your fucking mess before I send you to the office. Like my kids are gonna be dicks when they go back to school.
right? They've spent too much time with
No
me.
cheese for you, Becky. Take your fucking nap.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my
What did this fucking quarantine turn us into? I feel like this quarantine turned us all into Hitler.
I don't know if we'll go that far, but
Arch.
I thought I
Yeah,
handled it pretty well.
Come out and do the fucking dishes. Or is that just me?
No,
I feel
No,
more
I
like
am
Jimmy.
My kids get away with everything.
I feel like Jimmy Stewart in that old movie where he's like staring out at his neighbors from his window,
right.
watching everything. He just doesn't want to go outside. Total recluse, just watching the world go by because you're afraid to go
Right.
out. Seeing
And it's
weird
funny-
things,
Right?
making up stories in your head about what's going on.
Or you like watch movies or something or TV shows and you're like, you see, there'll be like a scene where people are at a bar or something and you're like, oh my God, what are they doing?
Right.
Oh God!
Not allowed.
Speaking of that,
Or be like, where's their mask?
Right?
Right. Exactly.
Did they just shake hands? Oh my God.
speaking of that
They
that
just hugged each other? Oh.
That reminds me of a movie we were watching last night. I think it's called Homefront. You can find it on Netflix. Good
Yeah.
fucking movie because I love Jason Statham.
Okay.
Oh God, I would let Jason Statham touch me. Anyway, so we're watching this movie, and yeah, he's a DEA agent. He knows karate, chicken chow mein, ramen noodle, every dangerous word you could ever hear. He knows this. So we're watching this movie, and these people kidnap his daughter, and they take her from him, and he's going through the streets trying to save her. And I look at my daughter, and at the end, he's saving the day, and he's beating them up, and the bad guy's on the ground. And I look at my daughter, and I'm like, anything happens to you, babe, that's going to be me. I was like, the one on the ground getting his ass beat, but I'm going to do the best I can.
I'm gonna try real hard.
It's done to us. I'm going to do the best I can, but I'll be there. May not be the one saving the day, but I'm there.
Right?
Yes,
all right.
thank you, Tony. I was talking about Rear Window, the Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Tony's got you. Oh my gosh,
got
it's
my
already
back.
10:02.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, it's that time, guys. Gotta sign
not.
off here.
It doesn't have to be that time. You just made that time. You know, time is not of existence. It's
That's
man-made.
true.
Yeah.
Who says?
You just
Sounds like
follow
we're in
the man.
roll.
Where was this conversation an hour ago?
Right?
It wasn't necessary an hour ago. It's necessary.
True. Conversations
gosh.
present themselves when they're needed.
That's true.
That's like some Harry Potter shit or some Yoda shit right there.
What's that?
The conversation will present itself. When
Yes.
He speaks.
I'm done doing it. I do it right at the end.
And that's the end of the night, folks.
When Heisenberg talks, you know it's over.
Right? Heisenberg said all 10 words tonight, so we're done.
Thank you.
Did you give him a checklist?
That was rough.
Do you guys literally give him a checklist of things he's allowed to say?
No.
Pepsi.
There were times I think
The show's over.
I don't know. We've been doing this show how long, and he still asks me every week how to log in.
I can't laugh at that. That would be me if I lost all my passwords.
You don't even.
Passwords.
He does that too.
I create them all and I still forget them.
I know. Oh my God, that shit pisses me off so much. And then you go to change it, and then it's like can't use your previous password. I'm like, mother.
So that was my password. Cancel. Go back. Read. Wrong.
Oh,
What?
I hate passwords so much.
I hate the internet.
Same.
Can't use previous password. That's the one I just put in 30 times. That
Right.
locked my account.
Exactly.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys, we're going to be signing off here. I want to thank Mike and Ashley for being on. Super fun show tonight. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Make sure you guys are looking out for Beyond the Dimensions. It's going to be out on Paraflix.com. And it sounds like a lot of other cool stuff coming out on Paraflix.com. So congratulations to you guys for getting involved on the ground floor with that project.
Yeah.
Super excited for you guys. Cannot wait to see everything coming out. Can't wait to see your show. And like I said, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure being with your beautiful face. I told you I did my hair for you tonight.
I know. It looks great.
No, we didn't even tell everybody.
Told you.
That's another awesome episode of the Cryptic Paranormal Show tonight, everybody. Next week we have special guest Johnny Hauser, owner of the Villisca Axe Murder House in Iowa, and has been on several paranormal shows and involved with different horror movies, all kinds of cool stuff. Really cool dude. Cannot wait to have him on. That's next Thursday night. We will spook you later, crypto heads. And as usual, our motto for this whole year and last year: don't be an
Don't be an
asshole.
asshole.
We'll spook you later, crypto heads. Have a good weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.